Welcome back to Airplane Week, where we're flying airplanes on the channel and having a good time. This is the Bearcat. I've actually flown this a handful of times since you've last seen it on the channel, and I'm here to report it's a good warbird. If you like warbirds and you're looking for something a little bit different, I highly recommend this. It flies a lot like a T-28 Trojan. It just looks a little different with the color scheme for the most part. This airplane comes in at a very good deal, and I will say in our maiden flight video of this plane, I think we titled it something like RC Warbird under $200. I'd like to hear from you guys in the comments below. If I say an airplane like this, bind and fly or plug and play, is under $200, how many of you get that and how many of you don't? Are you mad that it doesn't come with a radio, battery, and charger? Or are you on the other side of the fence where everybody knows that you need a battery?
Assume, Sir Nathan.
I'm sorry if I upset anybody saying this was $200. I think that once you get into the hobby, you do get a basic understanding that an airplane like this at $199.
And 99 cents.
It's under $200. When we say this airplane costs that, we say that because most people that fly RC planes have way more than one. And so you buy one good radio that you fly all your planes with, thank goodness, so you don't have to pay 100 extra bucks for all your radios. And you have a nice army of batteries. And then you put your receiver in your airplane for whatever transmitter you fly on. And that's why we say this comes in at a certain price point. There are ready-to-fly planes that are actually cheaper than this. So if you're after a ready-to-fly plane, let us know in the comments below and we'll take care of you. Check this out. This has flaps, ailerons, rudder, elevator, throttle, all the good ones, and retracts with an optional fuel tank that slides right off of here. We talked about that in the first video. I think on this flight, I might actually fly without this. That'll be the first time I've flown without the fuel tank. So I do enjoy how it flies on a nice 3S battery, so let's plug it in, put it in the air. I actually have safe set up on a switch with this, but I like flying this without safe. So there's half flaps. We'll do that for the takeoff. And guys, this airplane, if you missed the main video, it taxis really well. Sometimes we have airplanes up here that take such wide turns. Even with this much space, we really struggle to drive them or taxi them while on the ground. So I think you should, you know, it's worth mentioning. This thing can turn on a dime, and I really like that. It would take off and land from grass really well too, but the grass up here is pretty tall. You ready?
Yep.
Nope, there's a bumblebee. Okay, so taking off again for everybody. I gotta go right. See, the torque likes to pull left.
There you go.
The rotation, so that was better. We'll go flaps up. And we'll put the landing gear up on the next pass when it's coming in toward us. Guys, this is just an awesome warbird. It's a great price. The level of detail on it is really good. The brand, Arrows.
1, 2, 3, go. Very good.
Has really, I think, proved themselves, at least with my opinion, over the last few years, or well, 2 years maybe, that I've been flying them. Wow. And they fly great, and they come in at a really good price. To me, they are, Abby's telling me which way to fly. They're impressive. The level of quality is high. It's not maybe quite E-flite bind and fly, but it's really good quality, way better than something like Durafly. And I think the customer service is there and better. Spare part availability is also there. I don't know if it's better than Durafly because Durafly stuff's sold everywhere. So it's a really high quality, high level of RC plane at what I think is a very reasonable price. $200 for a warbird that is all electronics installed and just a few bolts to put it together. Pretty unheard of. There is an E-flite T-28 Trojan, but guys, it doesn't have flaps or retracts. Now it does actually come with a receiver, so you bind it up, so you have to factor that in. That's about 30 bucks, maybe 40 bucks or so. And that receiver has telemetry in it, at least basic level of telemetry. So this one though, just, it looks good. The details there, and I love how it flies. And I like the unique spinner on the front too. It's got this big, heavy, metal, weighted, shiny spinner instead of just an ugly nut that goes on the front. It's a nicely shaped spinner. It locks in tight really well. And then it's got this plastic housing that goes around the 4-bladed prop. And I'll show you on the ground after I fly. Hopefully I don't crash it. and just the detail's really cool on this thing. It's a good Warbird. And I've actually had it out, and I've had a couple people ask about it when I am out. And people, did someone ask me if this was a Hellcat one time? I think so. Someone had to do some work at our house and he was into airplanes, and he saw this and he thought that's what it was. And so, you know, it's fun to talk about this because not a lot of people know about, have heard about the Bearcat, and it flies great. This is just on a 3S battery, and it cruises nicely at about 60% throttle or so. It floats well when you're at low throttle, and it's extremely agile if you really want to show off. You know, you got nice roll rate, you can climb. It'll do a little bit of inverted and crazy 3D stuff if you really want to. Nice big tight rolls with rudder mixed in. And let's show you guys a really, really low throttle flyby. There's maybe 30%, but I'm going to go flaps on with landing gear up and show you that this thing can fly nice and slow too if you want it to. Now, I wouldn't say it's like a stall plane, but we can get some nice low speeds out of it. There's a really low throttle half flap pass. Can you tell with the ground there? I'm gonna throttle up, get those flaps up before we stall. But it has really, really, really good stall tendencies. I don't know if it's like a super exciting plane. I'm not out here like, oh my gosh, you guys, this is breaking technology, but it's really what you'd expect out of a good Warbird. And I see no reason to complain about that. Look at that airplane. It's not one of these bank and yankers either. I'm kind of getting wore out with these under $200. You know, we had a couple, what were they, Motion, Abby? Is that, I can't remember. Flightline? It was Flightline. Did a P51 and FW190, and they were nice. They did okay. And they were well under $200, but you didn't even have rudder on those things. Now this one has rudder, flaps, and retracts, and a much higher level of detail here too. So just a really good plane.
You're probably over 5 minutes now.
That's fine. That's a good,
right at, I guess.
Good, strong, healthy battery. So we'll push it about one to 2 more minutes. Let's go a nice full throttle pass. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little speed to it as well. When you really crank the throttle, I mean, it'll climb, and it does actually stall. Right there, we stalled. But that's, I'd say, like 3 mistakes high, maybe at least 2. So it is not 4S ready. You would have to up the ESC big time. I think it's a 40 amp ESC, but 40 amp does not always mean 4S. Could be the brand of the ESC. Don't hold me to that. I believe it's 40 amp, but they do strongly recommend just a 3S battery on this airplane. So I think one of my buddies told me someone tried to fly a 4S on this and it fried it right up really quickly. So I don't recommend putting 4S in here. Just stick to 3S unless you want to upgrade the ESC. Pretty cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do the landing gear down on this pass. A little gust of wind got me there. Okay, here we go. Landing gear down. Ka-chow, there's 2. Getting kind of windy. I went half flaps even on that bank, and I'll probably go full flaps for this landing and see if I can get it nice and smooth. We'll put the nose into the wind. Just a nice airplane, Abby. Okay, there's full flaps. Keep throttle, little down elevator. Kill the throttle here. We're just going to use gravity to help me get it down on the ground. Little throttle, don't want to stall. Oh, almost. Oh,
I was worried about the prop.
Not great. One. What do you say we try that one more time?
Probably should.
Yeah. Oh!
No!
Whoa!
You almost did what I did on my Warbird flight. Oh my goodness.
Man. That was taking off with the wind, so you guys know.
That was not a good idea.
Not a good idea. The confidence was higher than it should have been. Let's go half flaps. I don't think we have enough speed coming in. I want to make it nice and smooth, at least smoother.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
You're wild.
Oh, there we go. There we go. I got it down there. About a 2.5 point landing. We'll take it. Do a little donut to show off there. And look at that spinner on the front, guys. That's what I'm talking about. It's just beautiful. I love how that looks when the sun hits it. The edge of the prop is nice with that little yellow paint on the tip. And it just really adds to the scale look of this airplane. So you've got yourself a nice scale Warbird under $200 with high functionality, flies really good, maybe slightly tail heavy. You could add a little bit of weight to the front, trim your elevator down some if you really wanted to, but it does need a little nose weight, I think. But it flies good, you know, flies good under throttle. Stall tendencies are great. What more could you ask for out of a sub 200 nice little Warbird? I like it. Hey, the Bearcat, it's a great airplane. Abby and I were kind of shooting the breeze in between just what you guys saw in this second now. There's a bit of camera readjusting we have to do and you know, adjusting on the airplane and stuff. And we're just talking about the plane like, hey, you know, it's not the most exciting thing we've ever flown. It might not be the most detailed thing we've ever flown, but it is just a good, strong contender. And I can confidently get behind this airplane and say that if you like it, you're watching, you've owned an airplane or two before, and you want to buy it, I give you the green light. It's a good airplane. I'm not going to feel bad about recommending this plane at all. I highly recommend it. It is a very awesome Warbird. I love that it has retracts. They work really well. The flaps are there. I love this bright orange stripe on the back of the plane for orientation. It just flies great. If you need another Warbird in your collection and you're tired of buying all P-51 Mustangs, pick one of these up. We'll have a link in the description box below. The beautiful thing about the links that we do, guys, on our channel, I know a lot of you know this, but some of you I'm sure do not. If you click that link, this airplane doesn't cost you a single extra penny, but it does help support us. So you're gonna pay $199.99 for this airplane no matter what. You can go Google search it and find it, or you can click that link. We'll get you right to this exact airplane, so the convenience is there. But the beautiful thing is you just watch this video. And this video is free for you to watch. Hard for us to make, although we love it. And a good way for you to say thanks is to click that link and buy the airplane, if you want to buy the airplane anyway. We get a small kickback. Totally free for you. It's a really cool, like, mutual relationship thing going on. And if you support the morals that we have, the values that we have, the family values and everything, then we appreciate the help. We greatly thank you. A lot of people do support us, and I sincerely thank everybody that's ever clicked our link and bought something, if you planned on it anyway. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. That really means the world to us. While we're giving thanks, I want to thank God, because none of this would be possible without him. So massive thank you, and a giant thanks to our Patreon supporters, because you guys know without you we couldn't do this stuff. We love jumping in front of the camera. You saw Boat Week, I know a lot of you guys did, where we just threw 2 boats worth $500 completely under the bus because they needed to be thrown under the bus. It was absolutely appalling. So thanks to our Patreon supporters for allowing us to just have that strength going forward and not holding back, letting you know if and when there are issues. Remember, in the maiden flight, I told you guys about the fuel tank, or the, I think that's fuel tank, the plastic piece that holds this on. I needed a little bit more glue on mine, so you'll need a dab of glue to hold yours on, and that's the only issue I've actually had out of this airplane, so bear that in mind if you get yours. Just a little glue to reinforce that so it doesn't fall off while you're flying, and you will you'll have yourself a very nice new Warbird in your collection. We'll have another awesome Warbird video, probably that Trojan T28 that I was talking about, right at the same price point. You can compare and see which one you like more, and let us know in the comments. That video will be popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye.